This is a talk about religion, so you may want to buckle up. It could get bumpy. Yeah, it took divine intervention for me to get out of Catholic school. My guide came down and we had a little talk at a table. I mentioned this in the other video. But yeah, we had to talk about it, and she said, well, just tell your mom what you told me and you go to another school. But this was kind of illustrated why I need to leave real clearly. Something happened. I was in second grade. I think it's before I had to talk with my guardian angel. And there's one kid on my neighborhood that went to the same school, Ricky. Same Catholic school, second grade. And we just recently, we'd been in our house in Kaiser for, I don't know, maybe a year. And I was across the street from our house and playing with the other kids in the driveway. I think there's a couple of girls that live there. And a couple other kids there. We were just kind of goofing around in their driveway. And I saw that Ricky come out of his house. I just saw him come out. And I was talking to other kids. And next time I look up, he's coming onto the sidewalk and he's looking right at me. And he's walking straight towards me. He's kind of ignoring all the other kids and kind of looking at him. And when he gets close, he just starts swinging his arms, both his arms, just like he's like a motorboat or something. And I looked at him, and I put my left hand right in his chest, and I'm just holding him back. And his mom is in the house. I hear her screaming, "Hit him, Ricky! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him, Ricky! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him!" I'm holding him back with my left hand, and he's swinging like crazy. He can't hit me. I'm looking at him thinking, what's going on? I look across the street, and my mom's standing in the window. She looks at me, and she goes, she mouths, "Hit him." So I just went, bink, and I just kind of hit him on the cheek, and he goes, "Ah!" He starts screaming and goes running back to his house. I was thinking, what was that? The other kids are kind of looking around. So none of them knew it was happening either. So I just walked home, across the street to the house. I walked in, and Mom was sitting in the chair reading a book. I mean, she didn't look up or say anything. I just kind of went in the kitchen and kind of stand around, and that kid's mom came over. She was outside the window. My mom was sitting it was a hot day, so we had all our windows open. But our front window, we had this white gauze stuff in front of it, so you couldn't see in very well, but you could see out. And this woman just starts ranting and raving, "Your son hit my boy, I'm going to tell everyone, and your son did this and that." And she's just ranting and raving. She did that for, minutes. She just screamed. She's livid. My mom didn't say a thing. She just sat there, read her book. And then finally this woman goes, "Are you going to say anything?" And my mom closed her book, stood up, and she said, I saw the whole thing. I saw your boy coming over and start swinging at my boy. And I heard you screaming at your son to hit my boy. So if you're done now, you can leave. And then she sat down and started reading her book again. And the woman kind of huffed and puffed, "Wow," and then left. And then they moved shortly after that. So I just thought that was so badass of Mom to. And she didn't say, really, we never really talked about it after that. So it's just one of those things. But, I needed to get out of that school. That is a clear illustration of it. So, I had my talk with Mom, told her what my guardian said, that, I'd be happier to public school than I was. It was better. It was a lot better. When I went to public school, I drifted toward whoever was kind of most broken, because that was kind of me, and I'm kind of a healer guy, so I just drifted to whoever's most traumatized kid in the class. So anyway, but yeah, after getting out of Catholic school, I had to, I thought about religion a lot. One of the things I thought about was, I thought about Jesus. And, as far as I know, he helped everyone. He didn't ask people, well, hey, do you believe me? Before he helped them. He just helped everyone. I can't imagine Jesus going up to someone saying, hey, do you believe in me? No? Okay, I'm leaving. And, someone that altruistic and caring and I don't think someone would, all these rules about getting into heaven, you have to believe in him to get into heaven. I don't, if someone led a good life and they're honorable and helped other people out, I don't think Jesus would care what that person believed in to get into heaven. And if a good person that lived his life honestly and helped people, and if that person didn't get into heaven, there's something wrong with that. Another thing I thought, people saying, fearing God. God, in stories in the book, God's always getting mad and destroying stuff and getting real pissed off. I don't like those people anymore. I'm going to destroy them all. And people are talking about being God-fearing. Oh, I'm God-fearing. What? They fear God? They don't do bad things because they fear God? You don't do bad things because it's the wrong thing to do. But, from my point of view, there's no fear in God. Another point is, why would someone worship someone they feared? That made no sense to me. The God I know, there's no fear. So, basically, I thought if I studied Catholicism, I'm going to have to study every religion. And so I was born into it, so I know a little bit about it. But, I don't know, I kind of had to make up. When I talked to my guardian angel, all she said was she wasn't Catholic, so I didn't know what she was. So I got to pretty much choose. I know what I felt, so I just kind of going on that. And then I started seeing pictures of, like, Albert Einstein. Yeah, everyone knows him. He's got the big white hair, physicist guy, E equals MC squared, that guy. He's big white hair and a mustache. Sometimes he's smoking a pipe. I kept seeing pictures of him, and I thought, okay, well, this guy's smart. I want to know what he thinks about God. And, I wasn't disappointed. I found him, I was like 8 or 9. Kept seeing pictures of him. And I found a quote that he said, and I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it, because you look up quotes on God with Einstein quotes on God, it's page after page after page. It's like after his early discoveries in his younger age, he spent the last 2/3 of his life talking about God, really. And the quote he had was, someone said, well, since you will prove the existence of God, you think about God so much, prove the existence. He said, well, that's easy, just look around. Go outside and look at the trees. Look at the birds flying. There's cats, grass growing. I mean, life's everywhere. I mean, you go to the farthest, go to the deepest oceans, and there's something living there. You know, it's what the universe is made of. It's made of life. So he's the first person that said something that said what I kind of felt. So he'll always be my number one hero. I followed sports. I did sports a lot. But I never had sports heroes. I mean, Einstein is probably one of my few heroes. So he kind of said what I felt. And then when I was about 11 or 12, I found Nikola Tesla. And that was really mind-opening too, because I kind of understood. He knew what he was doing. He was smart. This guy could have harnessed ambient energy. I mean, we could have been hooked up by the 40s, ambient energy. I mean, it's all around us. It's being suppressed. But the thing was, if you use basically free energy, then you drive electric cars. And, well, I found out the world financial structure. See, if everyone's using free energy, no one's paying a dime. No one's making a cent off free energy. If you have free energy, well, you have electric cars. Nobody's making a dime off that either. So you make people pay for electricity. And then you make a waste product like oil, then you burn it and put it in the air. So that's the world financial structure. So, yeah, the religion, I've thought a lot about this. The major problem with all the religions is, all the major ones, it seems like, it's like man has dominion over the earth and all that's here. The earth and all its creatures. Do what we please. We have dominion. That's not right. I don't think Mother Earth agreed to that. We're all connected. One thing I found with Einstein, he spent the last 2/3 of his life working on what he called a unifying theory. And what really puzzled him was what he called quantum entanglement. It's like where something can be quantum entangled with something else. Like a switch can be quantum entangled with a switch. Put one switch at the farthest end of the universe, and when you flip one switch, the other switch will flip. So they're basically the same thing. Wherever they are, they're quantum entangled. But I kind of found that here on Earth, we are all quantum entangled. Every drop of water, every rock, every plant, every animal, including us, we're all entangled. We're on Earth. We are born here, we live here, we carry the vibration of Earth. So we're all in this together. We all contribute. I'm a bit telepathic, but it doesn't do me much good because I got no one to talk to, except UFOs, red glowing UFOs that want me to come out and say hi. I had telepathic contact with a red glowing sphere in '89. But everyone's connected. Whether they realize it or not, everyone is connected. We're all part of the same whole here on Earth. So that's why someone's suffering somewhere. It affects us all. That's the way that's the way it is. So that's why, hurting other people, in essence, you're hurting yourself. So the conundrum I've had is I get these people that just really enjoy hurting me over and over and over, and you try to help them, and it's, they'll just continue hurting me. So I have to distance myself from these people, finally. So, yeah, I've kind of looked at the big picture of everything, and it just seems like religion is, it's belief in one thing. It's like tunnel vision. Okay, I believe this thing, I can't look at anything else. And Raymond Tarpey said something that's, it kind of reflects my soul brother. Kind of reflects what I think. We think a lot, Raymond. But he says it better than I can, so I'll plagiarize from him. He said, well, English is basically a German dialect. There's a group from Germany that migrated, group called the Eng. They migrated to England sometime in the past, and their language became English. So basically, believe means to be in love. It means you made a choice. And believing in one thing excludes all else. So I kind of see the religion as, there's truths in all of them. But, I wouldn't say lies, I'd say there's misconceptions. I think the truth is kind of twisted to make people think a certain way. And I kind of think of religion as a control mechanism to keep people in boxes, keep people separated from each other. I think a lot of things in life are meant to keep people keep people at each other's throats. This place is a duality. There's two of everything. Night, day, man, woman. It goes on and on. There's angels, demons. If you believe in angels, well, the opposite is true also, unfortunately. But my thing was to try to walk the path. Try to avoid polarities. You get one side or the other and, you're off your path. I've avoided groups and clubs because, it's like once money or a power structure gets involved, everything starts spiraling into the ground, And the bigger an organization or club gets, the worse it can get. So I've, just tried to walk the path between polarities. My family was always into sports. It's sports, and so was I growing up. But, I can't even watch sports now. If you're watching a game, you pick a team, then you have something to win and you have something to lose. You're emotionally involved. So I don't want to do that. I see it as, I don't know, there's so much cheating in everything. If someone can make money cheating, they'll try it. And there's so much money involved that everyone's cheating, so it's just not honest. It's not enjoyable. Watch football, people getting concussions every play, and guys on the ground writhing in pain. I'm done with that. That's polarity, Politics is the same too. Anyway, yeah, I should probably stop here, but I'll go on about this. There's good and evil forces. people blaming God for destroying something, that's not true. There is an evil force here, and people have ignored it forever. You know, it's pretty easy to see. It's easy for me to see. Well, the first time I saw the Pentagon building, I was like 7 or 8. I saw it on a picture on TV. We just got our first color TV, I think. Picture of the Pentagon. I go, what's that? And someone said, it's the Pentagon. I thought, well, who has that? And I heard of Russia was supposed to be evil, so I thought it had to be theirs. That's ours. That's ours? We have that? I looked at the Pentagon. It looked like a monument to death and destruction or something. I said, wow, that's ours? We have that? I mean, it's a pentagram, for God's sakes. I see it over in music videos, and they're doing, it's like they're doing rituals. I watched the Chinese opening ceremonies of the Chinese Olympics. I could watch that at only short minutes at a time. You know, I thought I should watch this to be an observer, but it just turned my stomach watching that. It's like the biggest black mass in history. You know, it's disguised as high art. It was a good YouTube. I think it was on YouTube video. Might have been YouTube video, or might have been on Netflix or Gaia or something. It's a documentary. They kind of break down what is actually going on. It's basically a symbolic killing of a child. And, you know, 2 billion people watch that and nobody said anything. So, I don't know, I hope people wake up that and another thing, we're all connected. You know, I used to get so into politics. I mean, but that's the thing. If you're watching something and you get emotionally involved, you're sending it motion, you're kind of helping create that. You're helping manifest it. It's one thing to watch something and be as an observer and not let it affect you emotionally. You know, it's what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. Because if you let it get to your emotions, I mean, it's affecting you and you're sending out energy that's, you know, it's manifesting it. It's helping create what you're looking at. So I don't have a TV. I haven't had a TV for months. You know, I'm happy for it. I don't think I'm missing anything. But anyway, yeah, that's just some thoughts. And there's something, you know, I've had people trying to trigger me my whole life. And my dad used to say something. It's like he was saying this to them himself. I mean, people can't make you mad. You make yourself mad. He'd always say that when you think it's like he was saying it to himself, but he never did that. But I listened. You know, he's right. Nobody can make you mad. I mean, it's internal. You can either decide to get mad or not get mad. So, you know, next time someone's obviously trying to make you mad, just don't let them. Don't give them the power. That's what people trying to make you mad. They're trying to get your energy, is what they're trying to do. So, you know, keep a cool head. That's what I try. It's awful hard. People really go out of their way to screw with me. It's shocking. But anyway, for what it's worth, just one guy's opinion. Anyway, I'll love you. Bye.